Hey everybody, so it's Wednesday night. We are halfway through our listing challenge. But before we get to that, as you could see in the thumbnail, I had something that I just wanted to show off really quickly. It's a chance to show you up close something that I talked about in my last video about the brands that you should buy when you look in the kitchen section of the thrift store. So I found some Nora Fleming. Now, if you've seen that video, if you haven't, you should go back and watch it. But that was the one brand in my list that I had not found yet, but I had heard about and I knew was a good seller on eBay. So I went thrifting today. I went even though I just needed a break from listing. So I went out for the day, hit some thrift stores. I was not finding much of anything good. And then at like the third thrift store, I looked over on the shelf in the kitchen and the reaction was probably a little too slow, honestly. But I saw this little charm or this little mini, and then it just like hit me because I had seen these salt and pepper shakers when I was doing the video. So it's a little tray with salt and pepper, and let me get some of the tape off of this. I can show you. I'm not going to do it all the way right this minute because it's kind of holding it together, but it hasn't been used. There's still a sticker over where the hole is, where the little charm goes. So that's really cool. I can show you in person the bottom. Nora Fleming. I didn't pay $6, I paid $3 today. And this is retired. So the salt and pepper is retired, and I should be able to get about $40 or $50 for this, which is really cool. Now I looked up real quick in the store, I looked up the mini, and it's not a high dollar one. It sells for 10 bucks or something like that. Plus mine has damage, probably from rubbing around, taped to that thing is what I'm guessing. But anyway, it's got a little bit of damage, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't think I'm going to include it with this, but I might. I will think about it. And with the damage, I just might not do anything with it. But I wanted to show you what the bottom looks like. So if you see the little charms, here's a better view of this little, it's just like a little rubber peg that would go down in that hole. Okay. Okay, so my battery is low. Hopefully that didn't interrupt me too much. Anyways, Nora Fleming. So that was from that last video. So I just wanted to share that. Super exciting. I found a couple other good things after that, but really wasn't anything to write home about today. So we are on day 5. We're just finishing up. It's still in my neck of the woods. It's about 8 o'clock, and I used to be such a night person, and I am not anymore, but I'm not a morning person either. I don't know what's going on with me. But I just wanted to give you an update. I've been kind of just marking my listings off as I'm doing them each day. I am at 45 listings. I should be at 50. I'm at 45. A couple days I did 11. One day I did 10, one day I only did 6. I was so tired that day. Right now I've only got about 7 for today. So I might be able to squeeze 1 or 2 out today. I was gone most of the day. And so I did a couple before I went to the thrift store, and then I've been doing a few more since I got back. So anyway, I'll try to squeeze a few more in there tonight, but I just wanted to, see how you guys were doing. You want to leave a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. How are you at the 50? Is that your goal? Is it your goal to do the 100? Anyway, whatever your goal is, just go ahead and let me know how it's going. So we're halfway there pretty much. My super nice husband, he lists on eBay, and he had some time, he's like, does it count if I help? And I was like, no, you can't help because my viewers don't necessarily have help. So we've got to make this kind of fair. So plus this is a total made up arbitrary, goal that I'm setting for myself. If I don't make it, I want to make it, but if I don't make it, nothing terrible is going to happen. So I have also been cross-posting. I use VENDOO to cross-post. So I've been listing everything to eBay first, and I cross-post it with VENDOO over to, so far I've only mostly cross-posted to Poshmark. I think I did maybe a couple things over to Depop, but I'm not sure that might have been before the challenge started. Okay, so cross-posting is part of my timing of all this. As far as, I would love to report that I've had this like increase of sales, like I woke eBay back up again, and this influx of 45 items is just making such a difference, but it hasn't. So of the items that I've listed, I've only sold one, and it was a Jams World shirt, which is not surprising at all, but it was one of my last Jams World from that haul, and it had a stain, and I just said, you know what, I'm gonna list it as is with the stain, and it sold, I think, the same day. I've had a couple other older items sell, but not like a great, like it did not wake up my store hardly at all. But you know what, Poshmark's kind of slow the last couple days as well, so who knows, maybe by this weekend I'll see some action on eBay again. The biggest problem that I'm coming across with this challenge is boredom. Okay, so I think I said in my challenge that I was going to do clothing and clothing related items like accessories, like belts and purses and things like that. And the reason I did that was because last month I did Ruby Lane as my challenge, and it was all vintage, and it all required research, and it all required, I don't know, something to it. And it was just, I thought, I have so much clothing here. A lot of it I need to get listed. Some of it's really good. I've collected up a bunch of vintage because I love vintage. And I've collected up a vintage clothing that really should be listed. And I thought, okay, if I do my challenge of clothing, I'm going to attack some of the stuff that's just been sitting here too long. So vintage is another reason, you know, these items might not be selling right away because those vintage clothing can take a little bit longer. Anyway, so I sell in so many different niches because I get bored really quickly selling the same thing for too long. So I was hoping that either with the, like and it's helping, like the belts, shoes, I've been listing shoes. So if I list a couple shirts and then I list some shoes and then I list a belt and then I list a wallet, that's kind of breaking things up a little bit. But I really just want to like list something different. I want to list flatware. Like I should have just totally made the challenge eBay in general, but I told my husband that doesn't really work because I really need to get this clothing listed. So I really just have to buckle down and not be bored, right? Or just work through my boredom. So what about you? How do you guys, are you the type, you know, there's, wow, I can't even talk. There's people who are super efficient and they're like, you know what, I better get all my polo shirts together and then I can just slam out all of my polo shirts. And I'm sure that's very efficient and you can get a lot done that way, but I can't do the same thing in a row more than like 2 or 3 things. So even if I do clothing pieces, I'm like a dress and then a shirt and then a sweater and then a whatever. The vintage pieces do take a tad bit longer. I'm trying to take good pictures of them. I'm trying to make sure things get, the details of them get covered. I'll tip you a little bit. You can see I'm kind of keep looking over at my little closet. That's kind of the closet I've been working out of. Anyway, so that's how it's going for me. I am totally good with this challenge still. I feel a lot less stressed than I did last month. I was way overloaded with things to do last month. But I do want to say that I on the days that I did 11 listings, I also did some Ruby Lane listings on top of those. So I just needed a break from the clothing. So I made sure I got my listings done first for the day, and then I just kind of peppered in some, well, that means I didn't get them done for the day. I just peppered in a couple. I had some Barbie items that I had been meaning to get onto Ruby Lane. And so I thought I would just throw a couple Barbie items in there. So I did that. That was kind of cheating, but I did get my 10 listings done that day as well. Okay, so I think that's it. I do feel really good about getting caught up on some things that have been sitting around here for a while and stuff I've been finding that I forgot I had. So that was good. Okay, so I shared my little exciting find with you today, and I caught you up on my challenge. We're halfway through. You guys can do it. I know you can. So as I said, leave me a comment below and we will see you soon.